Today what we're going to be working on is we're going to be working on PowerPoint. So what you need to do is you need to open up your books to the PowerPoint chapter, and we're going to be working on the first PowerPoint assignment. So PowerPoint is actually really fun. So start by going to your Microsoft Office button and type into the search box PowerPoint. This is actually a really easy way to find your programs. And we're going to start by opening PowerPoint 2010. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to apply a theme to our PowerPoint. So if you go into the Design tab, and if you go into Design, you're going to see that PowerPoint has a lot of themes. And what's really cool about PowerPoint 2010 is they've actually added a bunch of new themes. So if you go down here, you're going to see they have some really cool themes. So if you're doing like a party or something, they have some really cool like party themes. This actually is what I would have used for the Going Green PowerPoint presentation that we're doing for this project, but that's not the theme that they applied. They applied this theme, which is Oriole. So if you go down into the third row, it's the fourth one from the right. Well, depending, I guess, on how big your screen is and what your resolution is set to. So we're going to find the Oriole theme, and it's really easy to pick out because it's got these big orange dots on it. So we're going to start by applying the Oriole theme. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a title to our theme. And you can see that it's already set up with the title slide. The first thing is the title slide. So we're just going to click in. All you got to do is you don't even have to highlight this text. You just have to click in this placeholder here. That's what these are called. These are called placeholders. We're going to click in this placeholder and we're going to type "It is easy being green." And we're not going to follow along exactly with the with what the book does. We're going to kind of do it our own way, because the way the book does it is really weird. They have you going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So we're going to kind of do it our own way. Then we're going to click in our subtitle and we're going to do Saving Energy at Home. Oops, home. Okay, this is our subtitle. So this is our title and our subtitle. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight this line of text. Now you can actually select a whole line of text by triple clicking in it. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, real quick, and that's going to highlight that line of text. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to mouse up. This is our mini toolbar here, and we're going to select the I to italicize. Now you can also italicize by doing Control I. Remember, we have our hotkeys, so you can Control I to italicize that text. Now what we're going to do is we're going to increase our font size. We're going to click on that twice. 1, 2, to increase our font size by 2. Okay, so it should be 24. If you look in this font size text, that should be 24. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select this word green, and we're going to go up here and we're our font color. We're going to pull it down and we're going to change it to green. Okay, that's green, not this green. We want this green. Okay, that bright green color. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to save it. So we're going to go up here to our file. We're going to do Save As. Okay, and then you're going to save it wherever you need to save it to remember where it is. I'm going to save it on my desktop, and I'm going to call it Saving Energy. I'm just going to save. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a new slide. So in order to add a new slide to our presentation, we're going to go to our Home tab. Okay, and we're just going to add a new slide. Just going to click right here, New Slide. See, it's got that nice little sun up in the corner. We're just going to click on that, New Slide. Okay, we're going to add a title. So we're going to do Make Small Changes to Cut Energy. Okay, nice and easy. Now notice here we've got a bullet, and then we've got 6 icons down here. So if you want to add a bulleted list, it's really easy. You just click to add text, or we can add a table, we can add a chart, we can add smart art, we can add pictures, we can add clip art, or we can add a movie. Okay? we're going to add text. So we're just going to click to start a bulleted list. It automatically adds that bullet. So we're going to start by typing install low flow faucets and shower heads. Shower heads. Okay, then we're going to go to our next level. Now, what we want to do is we want to actually add another level to our list. We don't want it at the same level. So you can indent that two ways. We can add tab to indent it. See, that makes it a new list level. Or we can do this right here. See, these are list levels. We can increase the list level or we can decrease the, well, we can't decrease because we're already at the lowest list level. So we can increase the list level just by doing that. Okay, so we're going to do another one. We're going to put cut water consumption in half. Okay, then we're going to click again. Now, if we want to outdent that, we can do shift tab, hold the shift key down and do tab, and that'll decrease the list level. Or we can use, if it's increased, we can use this decrease list level to outdent it. Okay, so then we're going to do our next one. Now, if I don't capitalize that first word, so if I do appliances, it's automatically going to capitalize it. So if you don't capitalize it, you don't have to worry about it. It's going to automatically fix it for me. For 20% of electric bill. Okay, now I want to increase this next level. So remember, I can do tab or I can do this increase list level. I'm going to buy, and again, see, it automatically capitalizes for me. Energy Star, and that's not going to automatically capitalize. I got to capitalize that. Qualified products. Okay, this one I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave that at the same list level. Run dishwasher, clothes washer with full loads. Oops, not glows, clothes. And then I want to do a new list level, so I'm going to tab or indent. So tab or indent. And then I'm going to do wash clothes in cold water. Okay, so I'm going to wash clothes in cold water. Now, what I want to do is I want to click on this in half. Okay, and I want to bold this in half, so I can either bold it this way or I can do Control B. And I want to make it just a wee bit bigger, so I'm just going to increase my font size once. Increase the font size once. Okay, now I want to add a new slide, but I don't want to add a new slide with the same layout. I want to add a new slide with a different layout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new slide, but I'm not going to push on the top part of this button. I'm going to pull this lower button. I'm going to pull it down and I'm going to choose title only. I just want a title only, okay? And I'm going to click to add a title, and my title is going to be Use Energy Efficient Lighting. Okay, I'm going to use energy efficient lighting. Now I want a new slide, and again, I don't want the same slide. Now if I click on new slide, once you change the layout, it's not going to go back to this. It's going to do another, if I do a new slide, it's going to do the same layout as the previous slide. So see, it'll do exactly the same slide. So I want a new slide, but I want a different layout even yet than this one. So I'm going to do this layout, comparison. See, look at all these layouts. I can do a title slide, I can do title and content, I can do a section header, to content, comparison, title only, blank, content with caption, picture with caption. So I have lots of different options here. So always remember to think about what you're going to put on that slide and then choose the best layout for the slide that you're creating. Okay? So in this one, I want to do a comparison slide. So I want to add a new slide. I'm going to make it a comparison slide. So I'm going to click to add a title, and I'm going to do adjust your thermostats. Okay, now notice that too. Look at this font. This is like a small caps font. See how they're all capital letters, but like the capital is bigger,
and then it's like smaller capitals. It's called like a small caps font. That's what that's called, small caps. Okay, now I'm going to click to add text, because now I have like a title slide, but then I have titles for each of these contents. So I'm going to click to add this, and I'm going to do furnace is going to be 68 degrees. And then my water heater is going to be 120 degrees. Okay, now the next thing that I want to do, I'm going to save it now because I have all my slides. The next thing I want to do is I want to add pictures to my slides. So all my pictures are going to be from clip art. So you don't have to worry about going and downloading files, because I know some of you guys have had trouble with the downloading files. So the first slide that I'm going to do is I want to go to my first slide. Now notice we've got our view here. Okay, these are, you can do the different views here. Okay, if you look down here on the bottom, we've got different views. This is our normal view. We've got a slide sorter view. And this one you can see the slides. We can sort our views. See, we can change up the order of our slides. We can sort them. We can move them around. Okay, so let's let me put them back in the right order. Okay, so you can sort them. That's the slide sorter view. Okay, this is a slideshow view. What view is that? That's the reading view. Sorry, the reading view. This is the slideshow view. Okay, slideshow view and the reading view. Okay, so we can see we have different views. Then here in the normal view, we have the slides view where you have little thumbnails of the slides. And you also have an outline view. See, we have an outline that's like words of each. So if you're like going to write a paper based on this, you can take this and you can put it into a paper, or you can actually export it to a Word document where you can write a paper from it. Okay, so you have different views in here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add clip art. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Insert, Clip Art. Okay, and the first clip art that we want to add is we want to add a green globe. Green globe. And this is where we're going to kind of go off the book, because what they do is they go and they add all the clip art first, and then they go back and they resize the clip art, and it just gets really funky. So we're going to go ahead and put in our clip art and resize it and place it right now. So this is the green globe picture that we want to add. So go ahead and find this. Type in green globe. Make sure it says all media file types here. You can pull it down. Click on all media file types. Okay, make sure it says include office.com content. Okay, you're going to scroll down until you find this little flower globe thing. Okay, once you've got that there, you're going to click on it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to this corner. Now remember, these are all called handles. Okay, and we talked about this a little bit in Word. These are called handles. Now, if you resize it this way, see it kind of stretches it like silly putty. Okay, if you stretch it this way, it'll resize it like silly putty. Okay, this thing here lets you turn it around and around. Okay. So these ones on the corner, though, the round ones, where you get the diagonal arrow, what they do is they maintain the aspect ratio. So they will resize it this way and up and down equally, so it stays the same up and down and left and right. Okay, so it won't stretch it, it'll just resize it. So we're going to grab a corner, and we're going to drag it down to about here. Okay, so about that big. It doesn't have to be exact, just about that big. And then we're going to place it. Okay, like I said, on in your book, they kind of go through and do this all in a weird order, but we're going to do it all at the same time. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to place it over here, kind of up in the corner. Okay, kind of place it over so that it's kind of over the word green. Okay, and then we're done with that slide. Go ahead and save it. So again, we don't want to lose our work once we've got it done. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move over to our make small changes to cut energy. So then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to type in the word faucet. Faucet. Okay, and then we're going to scroll down about 3/4 of the way, and then we're going to kind of go down because it's down a little bit. It's kind of towards the end here. And we're going to find this picture right here. Okay, we're going to put that there, and we're going to kind of move it over here. And then we're going to put in dishwasher. And it should be that first picture. We're going to put that over here. And we're going to drag that, and we're going to make it about this big. And then we're going to put this one over here, and we're going to make it about this big. We're just going to kind of line them up kind of side by side, kind of like that. Those pictures don't go together. I don't like those two pictures. I would have found a different faucet picture. Personally, I would have used like this faucet picture maybe. Oh, this picture, this one would have gone good. Or this one would have gone good. These people have no design skills. Oh, this one would have gone really good. I like this one better. I'm going to use that one. I like that one way better. Nah, I'll just leave it. Okay, now we're going to go down to this one, and we're going to do CFL. And we're going to use this first picture right here. Okay, we're going to drag it down till it's like edge is like even with the edge of the orange line. Okay, and then we're going to reposition it about like that. And then we're going to save. Okay, and then we're going to go and we're going to go ahead and close this because that's how they wanted you to do it. And then we're going to go down to this one, and we're going to click in this little clip art button right here. See where it says clip art? We're going to click in that clip art, and notice how it opens up this, because that's what this is for. This is specific for the purpose of adding clip art. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open that, and we're going to click on, we're going to type in the word furnace. And we're going to add this picture. And then we're going to make it about this big. And we're going to center it. Okay, then we're going to click anywhere on the edge of this other one over here. And we're going to type water heater. Okay, and we're going to find this water heater right here. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on this one. We're going to make it about this big, and then we're going to center it, just like so. And then we're going to save it. Okay, once you've done that, we're going to go up to the first slide again. So we're going to click in the first slide. Okay, now it's always good to have a closing slide. It's not good to just kind of end your program. You want to have a concluding slide. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this slide. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this down, and we're going to do duplicate selected slides. And we're going to take this slide and we're going to click on it and drag it down to the bottom. Okay, so drag it all the way to the end. Okay, and then make sure you're clicked on it. It should have an orange border around it to show you're working in this slide. Okay, and then we're going to make this, we don't want it exactly the same as this one because we want it a concluding slide. We don't want it we don't want it to be the same slide. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the it is easy. We're going to change this to be green. And we're going to change this to save energy at home. Okay, and then go ahead and save your slideshow. Okay, we can go ahead and close this clip art task pane as well. Okay, so that just sort of concludes your program. Be green, save energy at home. Sends your audience home with an idea, something to think about. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is we want to add a transition between the slides. So it just doesn't abruptly change slides. We want to do a transition between the slides. You know how it nicely moves from one slide to another? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to transitions. We're going to pull this down and we're going to go to doors. Okay, and you can just preview that. You can see what it looks like. Okay, if you like that effect, of course you have to like it because that's the transition we're using. You can actually go through on your own slide programs. You can go through and you can look at each one and decide whether you like it or not. Once you choose the one that you like, you want to apply that to all your slides. You want consistency in your slides. There's nothing that's more annoying than somebody who does a different effect to every slide. Okay? And then we're going to save that. Okay, when you're done, you can go to slideshow. And you want to look at that. So we're going to go from beginning. And you can use the down arrow in order to see your different slides. Okay, escape will take you out of your slideshow. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add properties to our slideshow. So we're going to go to File. You're going to click on Properties. You're going to click on Show Document Panel. Okay. You're going to change the author to your name. Okay. The title is going to be whatever your title is. Okay. Put in your, for your subject, put in the class. Okay. For your keywords, put in saving energy. Okay, and you can just close that when you're done. Okay, those properties will still be there. Okay, you don't have to save those. Okay, when you save your document, those properties are there. Okay, see if you go to if you go back, File, Info, Properties, there they are. See, tags, title, it's all there. Okay, if you want to see them again, you can go back to your document panel. They're there. Okay, just because you close, you don't have to save them separately from your document. They're all there. Okay, and once you're done with all that, you're done with your presentation. You can save that and move on to your next assignment. Good luck.